What is going on, everybody? It's me, Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine, and I'm back again with another live, except it's not Monday. It's Tuesday. So today is a very special day because not only is it Tuesday and I'm here doing a live on a Tuesday, it is super special because I've got a guest with us here today. So let me bring him in. I got Jason, the Southern Comic Geek. He's here with us. Thank you for coming in. So we went and did a super awesome haul, and we couldn't quite line up when we were going to be able to show up for books, and we had to settle on a Tuesday. So that's what we got going on here today. So for everybody tuning in now or later, Jason came up to Dallas. I'm assuming for business or leisure.
Well, I came to Shreveport for business, and since I was close, leisure was the latter part.
Got you. Okay. I didn't remember if I asked that or not at the time, but yeah. So Jason stopped by in Dallas. We linked up. We went to a couple shops, and we hit some serious gold in these books here. And I'm really excited to show off what I got. And I know you're super excited to show off what you got because, bro, like a giant stack of comics. Like I couldn't believe how many books you picked up.
Yeah, it was a buttload of them, and we walked into those shops and we had to say, "Be very quiet. I'm hunting comics." Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time, and we hit up 2 shops, and then I went on to the third and hit up that Ray Park signing as well. So,
did you pick up any books there, or you just went for the signing?
I went mainly for the signing, but I did they had some dollar bins, and I picked up one exclusive of Batman Black and White, and so I picked up that. But mainly dollar bin books is what I got there. I really didn't have that much time to shop there, and we can talk about that later. But I did pick up a few. We got Adrian in the house.
Yeah, look who decided to show up. What's going on, brother? Thanks for stopping by. Missed you last night, but you messaged me later apologizing 8 times over. It's all good, man. Don't worry about it. How long is this show going to be with the big haul you got? That's a really good question because, like, I have 5 books, and I've got two deliveries that came in today. So I don't know how long it's going to be for me, but it's definitely going to be long for Jason. So before we get started, everybody, make sure you head over to Jason's channel. Let me, apparently I'm really falling behind here. Let me drop the link in the chat in case you guys weren't already subbed up. This dude is awesome. Great member of the community. He answers his instant message on Instagram. He answers his DM. Unlike some people I know, Skeff's comic knowledge. And, is just a really awesome dude. He's got a ton of knowledge. I thought I knew a bunch of stuff about comics. I was dead wrong. So if you don't already know everything, he knows everything. And I'm saying it flat out. So hit him up, go sub up. And yeah. Oh, also, don't forget to like and subscribe this video and also subscribe to me too as well because I just hit 250 and then apparently I dipped down a little bit, but it is what it is. So make sure you guys do your due diligence for everybody that's creating content. All right. So how do we want to start? Do you want to do like a little chunk and then I'll do a little chunk and then you do a little chunk,
Yeah, to break the monotony. I mean, whatever way you want to work it. It's your show.
Okay, so I'm going to open a box then. That's what I'm going to do. I want to open this box, one of them.
And Adrian, I got some, I don't know what he's got in the box. I know what he picked up at the shop, but I don't know what he's got in the box. But I've got some TMNT Fire or Fire, as GodTech would say, to show tonight too. So. CGC finally updated my first Red Hood and my first Silver Age Two-Face to say grading scheduled, that as opposed to just saying received for 45 plus days.
Wow. That is crazy.
Yep.
I know the wait times kind of went up a little bit there, but I think they came back down a little bit too, didn't they?
Not according to the lady. They're at 80 days now, 80 business days for what they call economy. So not the real big books.
All right. I got it open. Okay. Everybody ready to see this? Okay. Here, I'm gonna go big. Okay. I don't know what it is.
Oh, some TMNT Fire.
Oh boy. Looky there. I'm excited. Look at that, Panda. What's up? And you see the price tag on there? I paid $55 for this sucker.
Yeah, I told you last week because I think you mentioned that you had picked it up and was hoping to get it in. I paid more than that for mine for sure.
Now, I don't know if it's just me or if it's how it was printed, but it kind of looks a little slanty off the top, like the book got sheared off at the top a little bit. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, that's a miscut.
So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that happens sometimes when those presses are running. I've got several X-Men like that, and some collectors like them, some don't care for them, some consider it an error. I mean, so it's just all in your preference. But I mean, to me, it's the book, it's the history of the book. If it's in good shape, otherwise, I don't think that CGC, like if you were to send it in, I don't think that there's any kind of notations that they put on those slabs. I might be wrong, so if I am, leave it in the chat. But
I'm gonna pull this out so we can look at this here a little bit because I don't think I've had a single book that actually has anything like that before. That is a significant. That's pretty significant. Even at the bottom a little bit.
You can tell it.
But for $55, I've got a TMNT number 1. The back looks pretty good too.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so here's a question. Are they always just going to go ahead and give them white pages on the inside if it's a black and white comic on the inside?
No. The coloring can still be, that newspaper print will yellow, so it will get.
It looks pretty good to me. Doesn't look too beat up. I'm just trying to be careful with it here so as to not accidentally pull a staple out or something like that. So
yeah, that's some OG turtle goodness right there. And look, that thing's heating up with the first, second, and third prints getting so expensive. People are going to that one. I've got a fourth print, but I need a fifth print. That's the one with Shredder and the turtles on the front. It's another different cover than the original 3.
Right. So this is the first book that I have to unbox today. I got a TMNT number 1 here. Let me hit this chat up here real quick so we don't miss anybody. All right. So, okay. For every 20 books Jason shows, I should show one. That might be good, actually. Comics and Death Metals, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe. I'm pretty sure you subscribe. Share the video too. Let's get other people up in here. Yes, I'm very happy. Oh, you're looking for a fifth print. So the fifth print of number 1 is actually really nice. I actually really like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get a Mylar.
Yeah, Mylar it out of its mind.
I didn't know which Mylars to get like before like we talked and stuff like that. I was just like completely lost on which one is the right one, which is going to have the right thickness, and which one is going to have that nice super awesome look to it. And now I know, so I'm very happy at that.
Well, you got the right ones because I got the wrong ones, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, these are way too wide. I mean, they're good for Golden Age books, essentially.
Oh yeah. So when I was on Amazon looking for the ones to get, I had scrolled down to the bottom and looked at like reviews and stuff like that, and somebody had mentioned in there, make sure that you only get the standard My Light 2s. Don't get the silver Golden Age ones because those are actually wider, just like you said. So I guess I should have passed that knowledge a little bit there, but I didn't even think about it because, like I said, everything about comics. So like,
well, and Sith Lordley is up in the house. What's going on, man? And he and I have a show tomorrow at 2:00 Central Time. We'll be talking some Star Wars stuff.
Yo, what's going on, Sith Lordley? Thanks for stopping by. All right, so how much better does this look now in Mylar?
Oh yeah, great. I mean, that's a 9/8 all day long.
9/8 all day long. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I did my 1. Okay. So now you got to do 20. I like that idea, Adrian. Thanks for putting that out there in the world.
Now these are all mixed up. So there's no particular order to them. I had my want list and picked up a few things outside of that. I always got to pick up a little Valiant love. This is one of the acclaimed Valiant books. Actually didn't realize I did not have that one on my list. So this is a Wrath of Eternal Warrior number 14. This is the Cat cosplay. So they did all these for all the Valiant characters. It's also a throwback to the Marvel 25th anniversary covers. Look at that cat.
That's pretty sweet. Thank you, Sith Lordley. Appreciate it, man.
Got Shadow Man 4001 tie-in. Got Shadow Man End Times number 1. I had the other 2 of this miniseries, so now I got that complete.
I used to have a Shadow Man free comic book day book, but I don't think I have it anymore.
How about a little Conan number 2, Barry Windsor Smith goodness right here. Roy Thomas. My number 1 is at CGC waiting for Roy Thomas to sign it.
Wow.
So got that. And Conan number 4. So Barry Windsor Smith did like the first 24 or 26 issues of Conan. So I think that run I'm going to stick with. First, Red Sonja is in that numbering. So we got Shadow Man from the Acclaim Comics. This is number 1 right here. It is also a newsstand coming from the late 90s and this Acclaim run, which is very rare. The number 6 of this particular miniseries is like a ghost. And so they're definitely hard to find. Now, TMNT 1 is now complete numerically. I don't have all the printings of all the books. But so I had 1 of volume. So volume 5 is the IDW run that's currently going on. Number 4 is kind of hard to come by. Vince took me into Titan Comics, which was loaded with volume 4. As a matter of fact, I have almost the whole set now. So this is 22 of so it's still Mirage Publishing there. And they've got, most of them got interesting backs. I'll pull one out in just a minute. But these were all relatively good price. So they're 20% off of that. So that's 20% off $6. And they were in great shape. All good selling points for it. So TMNT number 19. Got number 18, little Fugitoid action there. Then we've got Magnus the Robot Fighter number 0. This is the one with the mail away card in it. So there's a version that was sold in comic book shops and then a version that was a mail away. This is the mail away version. And this is Shadow Man number 5. So that's of that series I told you was kind of a ghost. It too is a newsstand. And so Titan Comics told me that in the case, those things were not 20% off. But when I got up to the register, he gave me 20% off on all of them.
Oh, nice.
So
I mean, you had a giant stack right there, and you were trying to hustle Jeremy, and I didn't know if he was gonna. I don't know if he was gonna help you out there a little bit because he's pretty knowledgeable of what he has, and he's really fair when it comes down to it. But it seemed like you were able to work some magic a little bit there with the man.
Well, I guess I spending so much money. He said, "Well, I'll help him out a little bit." Yeah. So this is Shadow Man number 3, and interestingly enough, on the back here, this is Unity 2000. So Unity 2000 was the series that was never to be. They came out with the first 3 issues. 3 is a ghost. It was supposed to be a 6-part miniseries. So the latter half never happened. It went. That's a claim, went defunct, and it never happened. So Shadow Man number 2. That's that rare acclaim run. He had and I think maybe he was happy I was taking a lot of these Valiant because I'm sure not a lot of people are in that niche, especially the acclaim stuff, because it is kind of wonky. This is Dead Side. Harbinger, the trade, the variant trade. So the regular one has a black symbol here, but it also has Harbinger 0 in here because it's still in the poly bag. It has the Harbinger 0 comic book. Got a must-read Valiant Greatest Hits, number 1. Valiant, the Universe Handbook. If you're old enough to remember the Marvel from back in the day, because if you weren't familiar with the character, how else are you going to know anything about it? Because there was no internet. Al Gore had not even invented it yet. And so we had to refer to these handbooks, and so Valiant was still at that time in 2015 putting out those handbooks. This is Turok number 3. So Acclaim rebooted the Turok brand, which it still owned at that time, for 4 issues. Had a lot of one-shots, but they only had the 4 of the main series. And then that was number 3 and number 2. And I had the other 2. Then Turok Evolution, based on the video game, if you remember the Nintendo 64 games.
Mm-hmm.
So it had the wraparound covers. Turok and Shadow Man. This is crossover the hand. And talking about Unity 2000, this was Unity 2000. This was the first issue. And so, you see the names on here: Jim Shooter, Jim Starlin, Joe Rubenstein. So definitely people in the industry that knew how to draw and write comic books, but Acclaim was running out of money. So
what a bummer.
They went bankrupt.
Hey, what's going on, Kenneth Bird? Thanks for stopping by.
So this is Unity number 4. That's the new reboot, or VH2 as people refer to it as. That's a Clayton Crane cover right there. And this is interesting. I don't know if anybody's seen these before. Have you ever seen these before?
I know nothing about Valiant. I've never heard of Unity. I've never heard of some of the I've heard of like Harbinger and stuff like that, but I know nothing about this.
Okay, so they had these comics that came out in 2012 or 13. And so what was interesting about these is you see the QR code right here. Mm-hmm. So if I took a picture of that QR code, it brings up a YouTube video. And so then you put like your phone like this. You see where this thing's supposed to be like they're watching TV?
Oh, that is cool.
So it's like they're sitting there watching it. And in this case, it's like the 8-bit, and that's the Valiant characters, and they're like the 8-bit Mario.
Oh my God, that is ridiculous.
Ain't that sick?
That is crazy.
And so they were mixing Dinesh, the guy that was the head of Valiant at that time, brilliant guy. You probably heard of the hype around, was it Hero Trade? That comic book that was rare that they sent just to a few shops, Bad Idea Comics. He's starting up a new comic company.
Okay.
They kicked him out at Valiant, but at that time, I mean, God, it was a huge comic book. Yeah. And then I'll show one more, and then we'll let you get back to you. But yeah, Darth Maul #3. So this is the second appearance of Cade Bane. And this is the first cover appearance of Cade Bane. So
very cool.
Pick that up on the cheap.
Awesome. Adrian, that QR code thing was really cool. Never would have thought that actually was a thing that you could actually do a thing with. That's really cool. Okay. I think I'm going to open this other package. Actually, okay. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to open this other package.
I would save the really big book we were talking about earlier to last, because I mean I think that caps things off.
Yeah. I literally showed it to like 3 people because I had to tell somebody. I had to show it to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And almost every single person that I had mentioned it to literally could not believe what I had and like how much I paid for it. So,
for real, man.
So USPS finally came through and delivered my books because man, they've been on the struggle bus as of late. It's understandable. Okay. Ooh, I think I actually have more books in here than I actually paid for. Okay. All right. So here we go. I'll do this. We'll do one of these. Okay. So here's the first book.
Malibu Comics. So what's the significance to that Malibu title?
I have no idea. Genesis Gravestone #6. I've never seen this book before in my entire life, so I have no idea. I guess they just threw this in as a little extra.
I thought maybe it was a certain writer or character that you were interested in. That's why you were getting it.
Okay. And then here's this other thing in a very flimsy bag and board that's not actually really doing anything.
Okay. Elseworlds. Yeah.
Speeding Bullets. This thing is hella wavy and super not good looking and very stiff.
It looks wavy, like in a way that if you piled a bunch of books on top of it, it would straighten out.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a bad wavy.
All right, so we got that. And then I got some real serious goodness here. Dark Horse #6 of Alien.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I've got a #2 of Aliens.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a second print. And then, of course, the big one. Aliens #1, first print. That's right, first print, y'all. This is what I was going for. And it's got a pretty big color breaking spine tick, and there's like 5 other spine ticks. It's not bad, it's okay. There's another pretty big indentation down here at the bottom right there. You see that?
Yeah.
But for what I paid for it. So the original sale was for the 3.
Okay.
And for all 3 of these, I paid $44 plus shipping. And I guess they just decided to throw in these 2 other books that I literally have no idea about or what to do with. But thank you. I appreciate it. So, but yeah, so I think now I officially have all of the major Alien and Predator comics by Dark Horse. I think I finally have them all done.
So, do you have like the Aliens versus Predator type stuff?
Yeah, so let me show you here real quick. So for Dark Horse, I've got Dark Horse Presents number 24, number 34, 35, and 36. Mm-hmm. And then I have the Predator number 1 first print. So those are the big Dark Horse books that you want to try to collect, since Marvel is just sucking everything up, and they now have Alien and Predator under their umbrella. So
this one right here, Alien and Predator Duel, this is number 2 of 2, and check this out, newsstand.
Nice.
And I'm gonna throw it in your box for you, okay?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I found it on the cheap when I was hunting for after Black Friday, and so I'll throw that in there for you. When Marvel announced, or they knew that Dark Horse lost the rights, which we knew was going to happen, because why would Marvel allow, or Disney allow, Dark Horse to make money off their comics? But I saw all this hype around Predator, not so much Aliens. I don't know if those books are harder to get, or maybe Predator is more of a favored franchise. I don't know, but
well, I would probably say face value. I think Alien is going to be. It's not going to be as exciting of a title and movie compared to Predator. Predator is very much cat and mouse kind of hunt. I'm going to explode things. I got stealth. I'm being really cool and creepy and, all that kind of stuff. And Alien is more like definitely like science fiction, thriller, horror kind of dealio. I really love the Alien series, all the original Ridley Scott movies. My favorite movies that he did recently was Prometheus and Alien Covenant, which was just a great movie too as well. We actually just watched that this past Saturday, but yeah, I think it's going to be real exciting whenever Marvel announces the Predator comics that they're going to do, because they just, like, within this past month, they announced that at the beginning of the year they're going to be putting out the first Alien new storyline under the Marvel umbrella. So I'm kind of thinking maybe they're doing that one first and then seeing how well it's going to do, and then decide how long they're going to wait till they do the new Predator line. So,
right.
All right. Yeah. Adrian, you were there. Yeah. I think I pulled together a little crowd participation for that. Yes. They are really cool. I found all of those Dark Horse Alien, Dark Horse Presents books. The most I spent on any single one of those was probably $12, $16. So if you are trying to get those, now would be the time to try to find those before they're like really kind of like going away.
Yes, to answer his question. So that is a good pickup, and you can normally get it's a 2-part miniseries. You normally can get those on the cheap still, but if you it's just like it was with the Batman Predator crossover. They fight, the Predator loses and all that kind of stuff. But the book, there's a trade of those 2 books that's actually worth a little money if you can find that. But
hey, what's going on, Austin? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. All right, Jason. Let's see your next 20 books here.
All right. So we got Ninjak 00. So they had 0, and then they had 00. So, doing that. About the other day, Stack. I was looking at the comments, got distracted. So then, Return of Quantum and Woody number 4. Shadow Man number 4. That's from the Rare series there.
You know, those that Rare series, the Shadow Man, it reminds me of Garth Ennis Sandman, like how creepy and all that.
And that was the vibe, because Shadow Man is like Brother Voodoo for Valiant. Okay, so but when Acclaim relaunched them, they were really gearing their books to go towards the games, not the games towards the books. And so they redone the origin a little bit, and they made it a little darker. And that is the vibe. There was a Nintendo 64 game for Shadow Man. And so they actually just re-released it. So this is Shadow Man number 1 of that same series, and it is the no price variant. So there is another one that actually has a price right there.
Good looking books too.
And then we got Kanan number 2, the Rebels cover, which is I was surprised that it was 20% off $6 because anything Star Wars or well, I'll give you an idea of this. So there was a Jedi Academy series, 4-part series that was based on the books that Kevin Anderson had released way back in the day. And for the longest, I had 3 of them. And so I saw on an auction one night, somebody was selling the set of 4. So I got it to get that one I missed. And then I sold the other 3 for like $2 or $3 a piece on an auction. Well, now I see number 1's going for $40. I'm like, I mean, just because of spec, because it's a first comic appearance of Kip Dern. So then we've got Eternal Warrior Fist of Steel number 1. I already had number 2, and this is a 2-part miniseries. And Eternal Warrior, if y'all remember Highlander, they did the comics very much like they did the Highlander. They would do a flashback of him back in the day, and then bring it back to current times, and it would have some kind of tie-in.
Oh, that's interesting because Highlander is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's a great movie.
Well, if I wasn't so lazy, I'd go over there to my mantle and take off my Highlander sword and show it to you.
Oh, that is awesome. Wait, hold on. Which one? Like the katana or like McLeod?
The Ramirez's sword, which is the one he ends up using.
Right. Okay, awesome.
So this is Eternal Warrior Black Works. This was one of those one-shots in the Acclaim days. Then we got a little TMNT Volume 4. That's his issue 17. Issue 1, which was really surprising.
Look at that.
Of that.
That was the first print. What was the price tag on that one?
20% off of $15.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was shocked about that.
Oh my God! Look here, Austin. He knows what's up.
Now I've got the Queen song playing in my head.
Yep. Here we are.
We've got number 3. We got number 16. Number 14. Raph looking a little. I assume that's Raph. I jumped to conclusion, but one of them's looking pretty rough. Number 13. Number 12. Number 11. And so this is what I was talking about, these back covers. So on the back cover of this one, I believe that's Peter Laird. So on a Segway.
Oh my God.
So I mean, whatever that's about, but got number 10. Here y'all go. Y'all keep doing this to me. But these have some cool back covers as well. Got the team right there. Then you got number 9, and then it talks about the cover story on the back. Number 8, number 7. Then we got number 6, Splinter and the Crosshairs, and then the toy figures on the back of that one.
Yeah, Adrian's got a good point. All these covers look really good. Like
they do. He said that he got them in from the same guy, like 3 weeks before I got there, and so I was pulling them out, and I'm like, my goodness, these are so. Because to be honest, Volume 4 really wasn't on my radar. I had one issue in Volume 4, and I had picked it up with some other stuff. And but then when I saw how good looking these covers were, and there was almost a whole run at this price, I couldn't pass it up. So got a Leonardo figure on the back of that one.
Awesome.
And you got number 4. Now this one's cool because it shows all the Playmates figures. This is a picture taken in Mirage Studios. I think by this time, these were done in June of 2002. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kevin Eastman had already parted.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter Laird was kind of running things, until he sold it to Nickelodeon. Now, Adrian said now he's got to go listen to some Queen.
Yeah.
Then we got number 2. Now, this is an interesting cover. Turtle Tail.
Oh my God!
But what the way he's
They didn't really think about that too much when they decided to draw that.
Yeah, they didn't think this one through because yeah. Okay. And
Turtle
then
penis.
Got Batman 314.
Nice.
So this was the only so I've tried to focus my collecting for Batman right now to the 300s. So I need 4 now in the 300s, and I'll have 300 through 713.
Wow.
And this is Armorines number 2. So like those other Shadow Men I was talking about, the Claim series, number 4 is the ghost of this. So I have number 1. This is number 2, and I've got number 3. This is Bloodshot Reborn, Bloodshot Island Director's Cut. So I just put this on my list. And so if you want some awesome art and great storytelling, read Bloodshot from this era, Bloodshot Reborn. You see the credits there, Jeff Lemire and Miko Sion. I mean, great team up with that in that storytelling. And
so now that you showed off some Bloodshot, so what's your take on the movie with Vin Diesel? Did you watch it? Did you like it? Did you hate it?
The thing with Bloodshot is it's about what you expect, right? You won't, Vin Diesel is not known for his great acting chops, like his whatever. But I mean, it's basically an action flick. Okay. The 2 things, my complaints are the no hair. So Bloodshot typically has like a crew cut.
Okay.
Vin Diesel, he's too high pay of an actor to wear CGI, and it probably wouldn't look right anyway. And then the other thing is he really didn't turn white till towards the end. So he's typically pale except for the red rising sun right there, and hence his name Bloodshot. But that's my 2 complaints. Other than that, it was an action flick. And you got to think, Marvel sets the bar so high that think about DC has a hit with Aquaman, and they make $1 million, and then they go, or was it $1 billion rather? But then they're like, it was not successful. What? It wasn't successful. What are you talking about?
Aquaman was awesome. I love that movie. That's a great movie. That is definitely the best one in the franchise, besides Man of Steel. I really thoroughly enjoyed Man of Steel. I like how they retold the story, the origin story, but they brought more information into it, and then also did it way cooler than just redoing the whole thing again.
Yeah, but you got to think that some of the thing towards Man of Steel is because you have multiple generations now that think of Superman as Christopher Reeves.
Yes.
And so you have the Boy Scout. But I would say, and I've heard this somewhere else, and so I swiped it from somebody, that Christopher Reeves is the better Clark Kent, that Henry Cavill is the better Superman.
Ooh, that's actually a really good. Yeah, that's actually really good. I definitely would agree with that because Clark Kent is quirky and weird and like completely falls down everywhere and just is like all over the place. And I think Christopher Reeves really captured that really well. But yeah.
So it's to each their own. So yeah, I mean, so I'll take a break and let you show something.
Okay, all right. How many? Because I've got 5 books left. How much of your stack you got left? You got a good chunk of your stack left?
So I've got. I've only got. I got about 20 books left.
Okay, so I'm gonna show everything but the one.
Okay.
And we'll just roll like that. Okay, so so for all you guys tuning in, so when me and Southern Comic Geek met up, all right. So the first place that we went to is we went to Titan Comics. Okay, so Titan Comics is the place that I go to get all my back issue bins, like almost weekly, if not every other week. So we went in there. I showed him where all the back issue bins were in the drawers, and I was like, "Have at it." And then he started, sit down on the floor. It's like, "Wait, no, hold on." And I walked around and I picked up a stool and I brought him a stool, and he's like, "Oh, that's amazing." So he was diving into the bins. I was diving into the bins, and by the time that I picked up 3 books, he had already taken an entire stack like this big up to the counter and just left it up there. Okay, so. Just to kind of show you what kind of man you deal with when you go comic book hunting with the Southern Comic Geek. But so we got up to the counter, and for whatever reason that day, I felt like I wanted to kind of look at the books he had behind the counter, not in the case, but like the bigger keys and stuff he has behind the counter. And so we were both digging through it, and I literally took all the books that I had pulled out of the back issue bins, put them back because I wanted to pick these ones up. So first book, Preacher number 13. This is the first appearance of Air Star and Jesus Desade. I think that's how you say that. I could be wrong. This is in a near mint minus. It is really clean. If you guys haven't watched the Preacher series on Hulu, you should. It's really weird and interesting. It's by Garth Ennis, so it's weird. So there you go. All right. And then the other book I picked up from Titan Comics. Now, this is something that you are just not going to see anywhere. It seems like it. And I got a really great deal on this. Men in Black, number 1, in a very fine plus. I bet you guys didn't know that Men in Black was a comic book before it was a movie. And I picked this bad boy up. I had actually been looking at this book for a hot minute, mostly because my wife is a huge Men in Black fan. She really loves that movie, and I do too. It's a really good movie. It's very fun, but I had no idea that Men in Black was an actual comic book, so I picked up Men in Black number 1. And then after we did Titan Comics, these other 2 books I had to show I didn't get from Titan Comics. We went to Duncanville comic book store in Duncanville, and I was just kind of digging through the bins. We were in the turtle section, and I found me Raphael, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, number 1. This is the second print. I think this was for $10. And I now have a Raphael number 1. Yeah, it's second print, but I still got the number 1. This is in the regular size. It's not that oversized issue like the first print is, but it's still a really cool looking cover. I like it a lot. And for the fact that I paid $10 and the first print goes for what, easily $200, $150 now.
especially in good grade. And so, did you see on IG where I showed was doing the thing of Titan Comics, and they heard your conversation about Casey in the back?
I did.
Yeah, and so they were like, "Yeah, I agree with him." Like, he never was anybody. So
yeah. All right. So the last book I picked up, this was just kind of like, I guess you could say, an impulse buy, but I like to pick up weird stuff that you don't typically think about, and I didn't really know that this was a comic book until probably when I started really kind of looking at books and key books. So I picked up a 2001 Space Odyssey #1, and it is a really clean copy. I think I paid 15 for this. This is really nice, and of course you put anything in Mylar, and it's going to be a 9.8. So those are the bigger books that I picked up at the old comic book store with Jason. So I got some really super awesome keys, and so yeah, yes, it is really cool. Very sweet. Actually, is that a Uzi? No, it's not an Uzi. No, it's like a L85 submachine light heavy machine gun. It's not an Uzi.
Raphael approves of this.
Oh no, Raphael has the Uzi in his hand. Oh snap! Yeah, no, totally awesome. Yeah, super awesome. Now, when we were digging through the turtle section, yeah, Raphael approves. I see that. When we were digging through the turtle section, so I'm trying to collect 1 through 10 of the TMNT run. That's what I'm trying to go for. But they had that one issue that Dustin from Two Brothers actually featured on his show like a little while ago with Casey Jones and Raphael, like in the car or on the motorcycle or whatever. I almost picked that up, but like I didn't want just like an odd numbered out, turtle book. So I just stuck with the Raphael #1 instead. So, but yeah. All right, Jason, let's see your last stack here.
All right. Well, so I did want to mention I got this awesome AOK from the Comic Machine himself, issue 62 of TMNT, whereby the circle is now complete. And so he hooked me up with that AOK. So that was a great way to start the day.
Like you were coming in town, like there was no way I wasn't going to give you that book, so.
So then we got Bloodshot Reborn #14. Valiant did these CGC lookalike covers, and usually there's some aggravation because the grade is not what they thought it should be. I've got $1 billion worth of nanites in my blood, and the best we could do is a 9.0.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, they're just some fun covers. Picked up Star Wars 99 of that Marvel run. And so picked up Star Wars Bounty Hunters, Aura Singh. I believe this is the first appearance of Aura Singh in comics. And then Star Wars 94, the Ewok cover.
That was cool.
Everybody talks about newsstands, and they had a newsstand copy of this as well. And I'm typically will pick up the newsstand when given the option. However, if you think back to the 80s when this would have came out, direct editions were actually more rare than the newsstand. So that's why I chose to go with this one over the other one. So if you notice the stickers, that's because I have not give them these new homes yet. I ran out of boards and bags. I should have picked some while I was out. But yeah, they probably will, Sith Lordly. They probably will use her at some point. So they were these were $5 a piece, but say buy 2 get 1 free. And so got up there, and I had this $2 book, Star Wars 7 from the run not the current run, but the run before that. And I said, well, I need this, but he was only going to be able to give me this one for free, not the $5 one, the $2 one. So I'll just put the $2 one back. He said, no, I'll give it to you. You came this far.
Nice.
So that was pretty sweet. And those were in Duncanville as well. Now, this was in the shop that I went to, I guess, outside of Fort Worth. It's all Dallas to me. When you talk about the Dallas Metroplex, there's more people in the Dallas Metroplex than there are in the whole state of Mississippi, just to kind of put it in perspective. And they all want to drive very badly and have wrecked.
I will say there was a couple times when you were following me out to Duncanville and I was looking behind me and I was just like, God, Jason is literally just going to bulldoze over these people because you got a pretty awesome truck. It's pretty loud, and so I was just waiting to see you just like roll over somebody.
Well, with me paying attention to my phone more than I'm paying attention to the road, that sometimes can happen. So I picked up this. This is a Miko Suon cover. This is, of course, an homage to the classic McFarlane cover. Mm-hmm. I picked this up at that shop for $15. So that went to Rebel. And the rest of my stuff from them, aside from the G.I. Joe I got, is the dollar bin. So found Star Wars 65, which I had a copy of, but I didn't have this awesome cover. And, Obi-Wan fighting in the cantina. How can you go wrong with that? Got Star Wars 69. That's a Phil Noto cover. Number 70, another Phil Noto cover. And 71, same. Then we got Star Wars 53. This is one of the character covers that they were doing.
Cool.
Halftime Comics is the place, and it's Watauga, Texas. So, but this is 56. I've got one of these, but I'm kind of a sucker for these kind of covers. Shadow Man number 0, chromium cover.
Chromium, goodness gracious.
Then I got Star Wars 108. So the original Marvel series went to 107. So when Marvel came back, they did this legacy numbering for this issue. And then they restarted the series. But yeah, this is the Walt Simonson copy of that.
Gotcha.
So then we got some more Valiant. We got Psylords number 3. Roku number 1. Psylords number 2. Psylords number 1. Livewire number 4, the black and white variant.
Ooh.
Divinity number 1, the $1 debut. Then we got Detective Comics 986. Now, I also got G.I. Joe Dead Eye Games? The one that Rob Liefeld's currently doing.
Okay.
And the cover was by Miko Suon, and it's got Snake Eyes holding up the sword, and Storm Shadow is in the reflection of the sword. I got the black and white version. So,
is that like a Hulk 340 homage?
Yeah, got it. Yeah. So with that information in mind, Ray Park's there. And so I go out of the store. I'm there way early. I'm got enough time to go grab something to eat, fill up on gas, and be ready to leave as soon as I get that. Because it was 1:30. Me waiting that late made it 1:30 by the time I got home. So I walk out of the store, and I'm going to fix in a catalog all my stuff. So when I go shop hunting like I did, normally I'll go ahead and put all that stuff in my CLZ app because I don't want to accidentally get something twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have a chance to do that. Well, I go out to the truck. I said, I got plenty of time to do that. And so as I'm sitting there, over an hour before he gets there, people start lining up. And there's already 5-6 people lining up ahead of me. And I'm like, oh, great. So I went and stood in line for an hour to get in at a decent. So when I left, there were still people wrapped around the building.
Oh, wow.
Now, so my question was, what do I get signed? I've got several Darth Maul photo covers. They're actually Ray Park. I had, I hate it when that happens too, Sith Lord list. And it's so easy to do, especially you're sitting there going, oh, this one, this one, this one, this one. And so that's why I do that between shots. But so I was wondering what I wanted to get signed. So I thought about the G.I. Joe. That's why I picked up that G.I. Joe cover I mentioned earlier, was to get him to sign that because he plays Snake Eyes in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So so I'll get him to sign that, and I'm going to get him to sign my Darth Maul pop that, ironically enough, I had picked up in Shreveport, so I had it with me. I had not planned. I didn't know about it until going over there, so I didn't take none of my stuff with me.
Right.
And so this guy had nothing essentially there to get people to sign. A lot of people brought their own stuff, and then he provided photos that he said, Ray Park, that is, provided photos of the characters he played for free if, of course, you paid for the signatures. And it was buy 2 signatures, get 1 free. So I said, well, this is what I'm going to do. And so I had decided to get some pictures, my pop, and forget the comic. And that's what I was going to do. And there was some prints there that a local artist had done of Darth Maul. And I said, well, I'm going to get those, and I'll get the pictures and my pop, and I'll call it a day. So I get up there and talking with him, telling him where it was from and all that kind of stuff. And I got one of the pictures personalized for somebody in the community as a surprise. And so he was like, oh, man, that's cool. And they said, well, you got to take out that Snake Eyes book out of the board and bag for you to sign. I said, no, I didn't pay for it to get signed. I paid for these other ones to get signed. He said, no, man, I'll sign it for free.
Damn!
So he signed my book for free. And the whole time I was thinking about meeting the guy that sang the Ghostbusters thing. So yeah, that's Ray. Is it Park's son or Parker? That's what it is. Ray Parker, not Ray Park. So yeah, but yeah, that's funny. So these are the ones I got. So I got him to sign a photo of G.I. Joe.
Oh, that's so cool.
And he says, "Yo, Joe, knowing is half the battle." And so now if you're a certain age, you hear G.I. Joe after I said that, right? So got that. This is a print done by a local artist there.
Oh, that is so sick. That looks so cool.
And so he wrote Sith Rule down there.
Wow.
But that's a pretty sick deal. Then I got this photo right here of him just standing up holding the whole deal. Then I got my pop sign, which I got over there, so I'm not going to go get it. But
did he sign it on the, like, did you take the pop out and he signed it on the pop, or did he just do it on the white part of the box?
He did on the plastic part of the box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's how I've gotten other people to sign their stuff, like the Red Ranger. I got him to sign it. What's his name? Bull that did Wembley with the Fraggle Rock. I'll think of his name when I'm trying to. But I got him to sign it. That's how I get him to typically sign it when I get his pop sign.
You're gonna put it in a case? You're gonna
it's in a case now.
Nice.
So Mr. Garrell is from Texas, and he's a big Star Wars guy. And so I got him to sign this out to Mr. Garrell and says, "I sense much fear and weakness in you."
Oh, wow.
So that's going out to him. And so that's that. And so let me, I'm going to share my screen and show the other picture because I've already sent it to have the, let's see. Yeah, can you see it now?
There you go.
You see it?
Very cool.
So I got my wife to take it to Hobby Lobby. And so that print right there is the one that a local artist had done. And they really did well with the color of fading to black. Isn't that a song? Anyway, the red and all that. And it says, let's see, what does it say? Feel the power. That's what it says. Feel the power. And then you just got Ray Park. And then this is a picture of me and him posed right there. And of course, we have our mask on, so it'll always be immortalized that it was 2020.
Right.
But anyway, so my wife took that to Hobby Lobby, and the red border blends in with the red of that. So that was pretty cool.
That looks so good.
And that's going under my Dave Dorman Star Wars print over there. And well, so that was it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. So yeah. Other than the pop, that's it. So
that's awesome. Very cool that he.
Yeah, we got some people hopping out. If you want to go ahead and show that book you got.
Okay. So, all right, you guys. This is this. Adrian, hold on before you dip out, man. You want to see this in Mylar, okay? I promise you, it's gonna be good. Okay, so everybody, before you dip out, I'm gonna show you what I got. I got a Grail book. Okay, this is a serious blue chip book. Okay, I don't know how much more hyping I can do. This is what I picked up at Titan Comics, guys. Tomb of Dracula, number 10. Very first appearance of Blade the Vampire Slayer. Okay. For those of you that are wondering how much I paid for this book, I paid $60 for this book right here. $60 for the very first appearance of Blade the Vampire Slayer in Tomb of Dracula, number 10. Okay. Look at this in Mylar. That's a 9.8er right there, and I paid $60 for it for a 9.8.
Look, yeah. I mean, that's crazy. The deal that he gave you on that. I mean, if I was trying to undercut you, I would have just come up there and said, "I'll give you $100 for it right now."
Exactly. It is insane. So the moral of the story, guys, about your local comic book shops. Okay. You need to build your relationships with your comic shops, because me and Jason, we were just out there digging through his back issue bins at Titan Comics. The owner, his name is Jeremy. We were just out there digging, having a grand old time. And out of nowhere, the owner calls my name out in the middle of the store. He goes, "Vincent." I'm like, "Yes? Come here. I got something to show you. You think you're going to be interested in." And I was like, "Okay." And so I walked up there and he showed me the back, and I was like, "Okay, that looks pretty interesting." And then he showed me the cover, and I just about lost my shit. Okay, this just doesn't happen. And I probably would never have been able to get this book if I didn't have the relationship I had with the comic book shop owner, Mr. Jeremy from Titan Comics. Okay, like, it's very important that you guys try to build these relationships with your local shops, because if they see that you're interested, they see that you're trying to be a good collector, and you're going back. I do a lot of trades. I trade up with him. Anytime I take books in there, I usually don't ask for cash. I ask for trade. He gives me a general dollar value, and I'll go back out to the back issue bins, and I'm going to find something that is going to be unique to me, and I'm going to pick up. And that's how it's been going for a very long time now. So $60. Now, the only thing that's majorly wrong with this book is there's water damage. It's like down in the bottom over here, and kind of comes up a little bit over here in the side where the spine is. It's not overly significant, but it is enough. Like, if I opened it up, you see the page quality, it starts to get brown around at the bottom. Some areas are worse than others, but if I got this pressed to get the waves out, and it would just look really nice. But yeah, for $60, like, who else out there got a better deal this year for a Grail comic book? Okay. No one has gotten as great of a deal as I did with this Tomb of Dracula number 10. Okay. The only other person that got a better deal with me is probably Dustin from Two Brothers Comics. And that's just because somebody gave him Marvel Spotlight number 5. He didn't.
I paid way more for mine, and yours looks just as good or better, especially since you don't have this chip up here, right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you got still of a deal, man. Still of a deal.
Yeah. So, like, I'm still kind of in shock. I can't believe I picked up this blue chip. Blade is definitely one of my favorite characters. Wesley Snipes just did the character 100% justice. Those movies were amazing. And I'm super happy that I picked this up in anticipation for the new Blade movie that's going to be coming out, because that is going to be awesome. The actor whose name, unfortunately, I can't pronounce, but he is amazing. I think he's going to fit the Blade role really well. And just being able to get ahead of the curve in a big way for speculation is awesome. So,
yeah, knowing Marvel, they're gonna pull Wesley Snipes back in there for something. He's gonna be like some character, because you know how they'll do nods back to old stuff. They'll pull him in some way or another, because they know that tickles that nostalgia bone in everybody's body. So
right, maybe he'll be like maybe he'll be like a store clerk or something like that. Have him in,
or even a mentor to Blade.
Yeah.
So I did go over there and get.
Nice. That looks so good.
So he signed it, and then said Sith rule. That's what he put over here on that side. So
that is so. Well, I think that's all that we did, right? That's all the books that we picked up for the haul. I think we made up really well. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're gonna call it here. End on a super high note. Thank you, Jason, for coming out and linking up and hitting me up, and that was awesome. Hopefully next time when we do this, maybe we'll actually go to other smaller comic book shops and not blow the whole wad right out the bat. But I had to make sure you were going to get your bang for your buck. So yeah. But thank you everybody for stopping by. I appreciate it. I think we had up to 6 or 7 people at once watching the show. That's awesome. Make sure you subscribe to the Southern Comic Geek. Make sure you subscribe to me, obviously, because it's my show. Even though it's not Monday, but it's the Tuesday show. So thank you, everybody. Y'all have a wonderful night. Jason, you got any other major announcements you want to throw out there?
Just to make sure to enter my 750 subscriber contest for multiple chances to win the X-Men 4 First Scarlet Witch. I've got a show dropping tomorrow with Sith Lordley. Going to be doing an interview talking about Star Wars. And then I've also got a show dropping Christmas Eve, a pre-recorded show Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So, yeah, hit that bell notification so you don't miss nothing from mine or Vincent's channel.
Awesome. As always, I put out a new video on Thursday, and I'm still kind of debating on how I want to do it. But yeah, new video comes out Thursday. It's going to be good because I'm trying new stuff. So it's going to be awesome. All right. So everybody, y'all have a wonderful night, and we'll catch you next time. All right.